city of Abuja. Where are you right now? Where are you reaching me out to? Where are you hearing me from this evening? Are you across the pond? Are you around the world? Are you right here? Are you that far away? Of course, this is the stadium. Yes, your 101.1 million capacity stadium, big enough to carry every sport that is under the surface of the sun. And I'm talking about judo. I'm talking about karate. I'm talking about football. I'm talking about handball. I'm talking about dembe. I'm talking about ludo. I'm talking about what? You name it. That's what we do here on the stadium. And of course, my name is Bucci. And just like Liverpool, I never walk alone. Although I'm alone and I'm flying solo today, but of course I never walk alone because I have you out there, you the fans, you the listeners, you the viewers, you the subscribers, because today is a very special day. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Human Rights Radio is 1 year old. Happy birthday to we. Happy birthday to we. Don't mind my terrible singing. I'm just so excited because today is a very special day. It was about 1 year ago. We here, Human Rights Radio 101.1, open up its doors to you out there. Sent out our first signal, sent out our programming, and of course, we've been growing by day. 365 days later, we're still here, stronger, bigger than ever. And of course, I want to give a very big, special salute to my commander-in-chief, the top dog himself, the ordinary president, my Oga, whose vision, whose passion, whose drive has pushed us so far to bring us here, and to you out there also for your love, for your support, for your patronage, and of course, for your listenership, and not just your listenership, your followership. This is a big special cheer to us here at Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. And of course, we're looking forward to another 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 75 years on. And of course, we are going to keep doing what we do best here, because here on Human Rights Radio, we don't just enjoy listenership. We enjoy followership, and that's thanks to you out there, the fans. So special shout out to you on this very special day, to you out there, the fans, the listeners. We say here on the stadium, we wish you all a pleasant day. Thank you for your patronage, and of course, we'll be here to keep doing what we do best. Yes, this is the stadium. And of course, back to the business of the day, we have a lot of interesting, rich, detailed, quantitative, qualitative, and informative stories coming your way this half hour. Of course, we're going to travel from Pyeongchang down to New York. From New York, we're going to touch London before we come back home here. So sit back, keep your chair in an upright position, fasten your seatbelt, and let's go on this ride together. Now, first things first, Pyeongchang. Of course, the Winter Olympics are on the way right now, and something just happened. It came up just a few hours ago, but today, Pyeongchang has its first doping ban. What do I mean by this? Now, Japan's Kei Saito was given the first doping ban here, or right there in Pyeongchang, for, of course, offenses. As we all know, the Olympics have been marred, especially since the 2014 Russian Sochi scandal with the state-sponsored ban or state-sponsored conspiracy towards doping on a certain level, on a massive level. We had the whole country being banned. We had over 100 athletes being excluded from the games. Of course, some went and won their appeals, and now they can't even they're competing in Sochi, but not under the auspice of Russia. They're competing under the Olympic flag. Now, Pyeongchang is now faced with its first doping ban. And this comes in the person of Japanese speed skater Kei Saito, has become, like we said, the first athlete to be excluded from the 2018 Winter Olympics for doping violations. Now, Saito failed an out-of-competition doping test, which happened, or which took place prior to the games. And of course, the Court of Arbitration, that's the CAS, That's Court of Arbitration for Sports, says that the 21-year-old has left, of course, the athlete's Olympic village voluntarily, insisting that he is innocent. But he tested positive for a certain drug called acetylzamide. Acetylzamide. It's a banned substance which helps an athlete to cut weight, and is also used as a source or material, sort of like a disguise drug. It helps disguise or hide the fact that you are using banned substances like steroids. Now, of course, this what with this coming out to the front and coming out to the light now, it's like we said, the substance, it acts as a mask to cover up for steroids used in a competition. The 21-year-old coming out to say that he didn't need it, he's never used it, and of course he was one of the stars looked towards a medal competition in the 5,000 meter relay, speed skating relay. Now, the CAS in its statement said that he was provisionally suspended from the Olympics and other competitions pending a full investigation. And, of course, Saito coming out with a statement saying, "I am shocked by this and I have never tried to commit doping. Now, I have been trained in anti-doping. I have never taken a steroid, so there is no need for me to mask something. I never had to drop weight by using this medicine. So I have no motivation to use this. I want to prove my innocence, but I do not want to burden my team. So I have accepted the decision and I have left the camp." Of course, the head of the Japanese Olympic delegation in Pyeongchang, in the person of Yasu Saito, said both samples which he had submitted tested positive. Now, the IOC and the anti-doping authorities have stepped up testing, especially in Pyeongchang Games, after, of course, the Sochi fiasco. That's the 2014 Sochi fiasco with Russia. So there's a lot of stringencies out there right now. But with this, I think this is a big step forward, especially in the fact that he was actually meant to compete today. And this test result came out and kind of ruled him out before. He says he's innocent. Of course, no man is every man is innocent until proven guilty. He'll have his day in court. But right now, he did the right thing by following the mandate and actually stepping aside. The substance was found in his system, and he decided, you know what, not to put any kind of stain or strain on my team, I'm going to step aside. I'm going to prove my innocence. But I don't think where there's smoke, I've always said this, where there's smoke, there must be fire. There must have been something to trigger said thing. If he hasn't, but then maybe he has. But then also, like they always say, a thief isn't a thief until he's caught. It just seems like this young man's day he has just met his Waterloo. It's unfortunate this 21-year-old is caught up in this scandal. But then I also think it makes me wonder, with the Russian fiasco with Sochi and the statewide ban or doping, why would you still want to engage in something like that, especially with something that big of a scandal and all the media press and all the accolades and even what the athletes who have been banned from the games are suffering at this point? Shouldn't you, as an athlete yourself, think to yourself, if this could happen to a nation, a country, who am I as an individual not to get caught? At some point, you are going to get caught. You can't do the crime and not pay the time and pay the fine or do the time. It's going to happen. You're going to get caught. Why do it? Why not just go the old-fashioned way? Work hard, train hard, and with a little bit of luck, a little bit of hope, a little bit of training, and preparation, you could walk away with your gold medal. There's no need for you to jump into using banned substances, especially now. We're talking about Pyeongchang, where the world just witnessed something very incredible. Two countries who have been at war, technically who are still at war, have not had any kind of relations in 2 years, coming together under one unified flag. Talking about North and South Korea. We're looking at records being broken. We're looking at, a place for us to experience the Winter Olympics, enjoy the sport. Why would you want to mar it and tarnish it with the use of banned substances to improve your performance to try and win out? it's just a level of dishonesty, and it's just a level I just it's something that I do not, and we here on the stadium do not transcribe or subscribe to in any way, shape, or form. So if you're a dope fiend, if you're a cheat, your time is up. This is still Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. And of course, this is the stadium. We're going to take a short break for a call to prayer for our Muslim brothers out there. But of course, we're going to get back. We're still going to travel to New York and back to merry old England, where we have a lot of stories for you in the world of football. Don't go anywhere. Keep your dial locked. We'll be right back. my life. It's your life, it's my life. And of course, we must all take charge and responsibility of our lives. This is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. And of course, this is The Stadium. And my name is Bucci. And of course, we do one thing here and one thing only. We deal in the business of sports. Now, from Pyeongchang on to New York, where we go on to the New York Open, the ATP New York Open, where American Ryan Harris, who is ranked 44th in the world, of course, Ryan Harris himself will be facing investigations after allegations of racial prejudice during a match against Donald Young, according to the ATPs. Now, the chair and the umpire intervened during the pair's first round meeting at the New York Open on Monday. Of course, a tweet which was sent out by Donald Young, who is a black player or a black tennis player. He says, "I'm shocked and disappointed to hear you," referring to Ryan Harrison, "tell me how you really feel about me as a black tennis player." Now, of course, Ryan Harrison has denied Young's claims. Ryan Harrison, who is 25 and who also, of course, won the match of course, in straight sets at 6-3, 7-6, 7-4. He posted a video and an audio to the match, and he said, of course, he came out and said that the video and audio of the match and everything that went down will show and prove that he is 100% clear. He went on to say the accusations made by Donald Young tonight following our match are absolutely untrue. I am extremely disappointed that someone would say this in a reaction to a loss of a tennis match. In a statement, of course, to the Associated Press of Sports, the ATP said it's going to take it takes the allegations of racial prejudice extremely serious, and they would not rest till they found and got to the bottom of the truth. What do you think? Do you think that, one, this player, Ryan, of course, who's white, made such a statement? Two, but even if he didn't or he did, why would the other player, in the person of Donald Young, make such an accusation? He's coming out to say it's spite because the other player lost. But I don't think, like we said before, where there's smoke, there is fire. Hopefully, an investigation will turn up and we will get to the bottom of it. Now, we move from New York, we're heading back to London, where ex-football coach Barry Bennell, guilty of sexual abuse. Ooh, the stories just keep on coming. Now, ex-football coach Barry Bennell has been found guilty of multiple sex offenses against boys in the 80s. Now, Bennell, who's 64, was convicted of 36 charges, including incident assault and serious sexual assault against boys between the ages of 8 and 15. Now, the Liverpool Crown Court jury of 5 men and 6 women was unable to reach verdicts on 7 counts after 4 days of deliberation, but the judge then decided that the jurors to find him not guilty in 3 courts. But of course, during the trial, prosecutors said that Bennell was a predator and a determined pedophile who mostly molested young boys on an industrial scale. Now, this, of course, coming in the wake of the Larry Nassar incident, who we all know Larry Nassar, who the USA Gymnastics team doctor who assaulted over 200 girls and women who actually came out to testify. He's still going in. He's gone in for his 3rd hearing. He was sentenced 90 years in imprisonment. His 2nd sentencing, he got 175 years, and he's in for his 3rd, and he could get more. Now, this coming up, especially in England, now this coach who's been molesting boys, and apparently he has a history, not just only in the UK, but apparently in the US. It's not the first time he's been convicted of such sexual crimes. We're going to see and progress and know and follow this story to the source, and of course, we here on the Stadium will break this day by day. But this is just disgusting. I think that's just the right word for it. It is disgusting when somebody you see as a mentor, as a parent, as an inspiration, as a coach, would take advantage of a small child, a young innocent person, for their own sexual gratification or whatever sick and twisted sexual desire that they have. And this is something that we here on the stadium stand up against and stamp out and say enough is enough. There's no more silence. No, we cannot put this to the corner. We can't push it to the side. We must stand on our soapboxes and say enough is enough. For the love of the game and for the love of innocence, let us pull together. If you see something, if somebody out there, say something. Don't be afraid. Stand out in the light. You are not alone. Don't be a victim. Be a changer. Yes, this is the Stadium on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. And of course, my name is Bucci. And moving on to football. More football. And Arsenal fans, it pains me to say it. Andre Lacazette, Arsenal striker, will be out for up to 6 weeks following a knee surgery. That's right, Arsenal fans. The 26-year-old came off the bench and missed a couple of chances as the Gunners were beaten 1-0, of course, by Tottenham. This was on Saturday. And, of course, like I said, had an operation on Tuesday. And, of course, Arsenal has described the surgery as successful. Kudos to that. But he's going to undergo a series of serious rehabilitation, which might take up to 6 weeks. Therefore, Arsenal are going to miss the services of Lacazette, who came into, of course, the Gunners camp this season. He has scored 9 goals for the team already. Hard worker, but he's going to be out. But, of course, wherever there's a dark cloud, there's a silver lining. Of course, Arsenal are going to be looking towards their 2 new acquisitions in the person of Mkhitaryan and Aubameyang to shore up the front and put them on the winning foot. Hopefully, the next game there can be actually realized. Now, moving on. More stories coming our way. And we go to Hull City. Hull City, where one of their players has had to retire at the age of just 26. Yes, Ryan Mason. Of course, Ryan Mason, who's a Hull City midfielder. He has been forced into the retirement at the age of 26 as a result of a fractured skull he suffered against Chelsea in 2017. Now, Mason, who won, of course, one cap for England in 2015, had surgery after a clash of heads between himself and Gary Cahill. His decision to retire follows the guidance of numerous world-renowned neurologists and, of course, neurosurgeons. And they said they worked tirelessly to help him to recover to get back into the game, but the risk is too high. Therefore, he is bowing out of the game. It's unfortunate this bright shining star at 26 has to leave the game at such an early age, but we wish him the best and we hope for the future. We hope for a better future for him. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the sum of it all today on the stadium. I want to thank the production crew, the people of the IT department, and of course Desmond in the server department for streaming us live and making us look this good. You can actually catch our programming live on our social media platforms. You can go to Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Just you name it, we're on it. Just type in Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends. You can also download the app on the Google Play Store. Type in Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. Download the app and listen to us anywhere in the world. This has been the Stadium. My name is Bucci. Of course, keep your dial locked. We still have a lot of interesting, quantitative, educative, informative, and entertaining programming coming your way. Mine, of course. And we'll do this again tomorrow. Same time, same station. In the meantime, I say to you, see you on the other side.